for him to prepare for what I'm going to bring to the table, and I'm just too sharp, too clean, punch way too hard, power in both hands.
I was streaming, I just shut the curtains because I was like nervous type stuff, but now it's like I embrace it because I always dreamed of this. That's why I don't never shy away from it. That's what I'm here to do, you know what I mean, to show up, so.
Tank's a 3-division world champion, 4-time 3-division world champion. At the end of it, bro,
During their heated face-off, Jake Paul exudes confidence, insisting that his evolution as a boxer has reached its peak, and that he's ready to take down Gervonta Davis in dominant fashion. He says his years of dedication to sports have all led to this moment, and he's prepared to face the challenge head-on. Gervonta Davis, just as assured, fires back that he's the total package, combining strength, skill, and experience, qualities that he claims make him one of the most dangerous competitors in boxing today.
It's just as bitter as what ails him.
How long I gotta do it? 5 minutes?
5 would be good enough for you.
They definitely went to the kids store and get it.
That water ain't cold. We know that.
I know, but...
Get in the water, man. Just get in the water.
You can't sit on the head.
Man, just get in there, man.
Go. No, give me the time.
Gervonta Davis possesses every trait expected from an elite boxer. His punches carry knockout power from both hands, and his precise timing lets him land clean shots at just the right instant. With fluid footwork, he maintains control of the ring and dictates the pace of each exchange. His solid defense and sharp instincts allow him to anticipate an opponent's moves before they unfold. Because of this blend of power, skill, and awareness, Davis sees himself as far more than just a heavy hitter. He's confident he has the complete toolkit to compete at the sport's highest level and continue proving he belongs among the world's top.
That are much heavier than him. And, man, that uppercut.
Well, who do you got?
I would have to bet on Gervonta because for all the little things, all that, and the fact that he's not old.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think he makes up for the weight situation.
Okay, so this is the first time that Jake Paul's fighting an actual boxing champion, an active, young boxing champion. Everyone else he's fought was either way older or like, was it Tommy Fury, I think?
Yeah, it was a legitimate boxer.
A legitimate boxer, but not a champion.
Right.
He's fighting a champion, although a very little champion compared to him.
Yes.
So this is sort of a, I don't know, man, like.
If it wasn't Gervonta Davis, and it was somebody else in that weight category.
It'd be ridiculous.
Yeah, it'd be ridiculous. But Gervonta, I mean, technique-wise and heart-wise, that makes it interesting. Again, kudos goes to Jake Paul because it kind of worked its way up, even though the guy is so much smaller.
Yeah, look, I mean, I'm happy that Jake is bringing excitement to the sport and so forth, but you just have these, like, people fighting bears and, there might be a boxing match with a weapon involved of some sort, like people have sticks. Like, I feel it's just getting more and more ridiculous. And really outside of Crawford Canelo, there's really very little excitement over
purely anticipated showdown between Jake Paul and Gervonta "Tank" Davis has ignited heated discussions throughout the boxing community. It's a battle defined by contrast, raw size and power on one side versus speed, skill, and experience on the other. Paul brings notable advantages in height, weight, and physical strength, while Davis relies on years of technical mastery and precision honed against world-class competition. Experts have long pointed out that Jake's natural size could play a major role. His larger frame could give him greater punch resistance, more leverage, and added strength inside the ring. Still, those advantages mean little unless they're used effectively. Though Paul enters with the physical edge, Davis commands nearly every other key element that defines great boxing: sharp movement, flawless timing, and explosive power refined through a lifetime.
I believe I'm stronger, more athletic, and that's my advantage going into the fight, but he pretty much has every other advantage.
So I'm locked in, fully focused, feeling amazing already, and just going to put on a performance and have the biggest fight of 2025.
Last one, I've seen some people say, oh, Jake, the goal here is just to survive, knowing you that's not the case. You're not going in there to get through 12 rounds with Tank Davis. I would imagine you're going in there to win this fight.
Oh, absolutely. Tank's going to be the one surviving. I'm going to, upset a lot of people. And again, they're going to have to say that there's some crazy excuse, fights are rigged. They can't use the steroid excuse because we have full-on random drug testing at any time. They could literally knock on my door right now. So they can't use that excuse. And obviously I'm suing people who say that the fights are rigged. Piers Morgan already had to retract his statement and kiss the ring. More lawsuits are coming for these people who are lying on my name because it's just simply not true, and we're willing to prove that in court. But I'm actually flattered that the only thing that people can chalk up these wins to is that the fights are rigged, because it's honestly the greatest compliment. But again, I'm gonna knock this guy out. And
analysts point out that Jake Paul has yet to face an opponent with Gervonta Davis's level of experience and pedigree. Throughout his career, Davis has gone up against world champions, unbeaten contenders, and heavy hitters with knockout reputations, and he's found ways to defeat them all. He's also overcome opponents with reach and size advantages greater than Paul's, proving his ability to adapt to any style placed in front of him. That's why many believe this matchup represents the toughest test of Jake's career. Even Paul himself has acknowledged the challenge.
Junior was a former world champion at middleweight himself, and that sort of made sense, and it was a good win for Jake Paul. He come out there and he beats an ex-world champion, he gets a little bit of credibility, and you go, right, now you're heading in the right direction. You're starting to be, okay, all right, former champions, former fighters, but at least they're boxers, they're not MMA stars, and whatnot. So, yeah, I think that was a move in the right direction. Gervonta Davis is just a little bit of a freak show for me.
Yeah, I agree, Spence. I mean, the size difference is a bit of an annoying one as well. But also as well, I hate when they put exhibition in it, because then you think, how seriously they're really going to take it. I understand it because of the money involved, but realistically, if there can be a winner, Gervonta Davis should take him out, regardless of the size, pretty easily and pretty quickly.
I agree, mate. Totally agree. Gervonta Davis is an active fighter. Like I say, still a pound-for-pound star. Very heavy-handed as well. He should have the movement, forget the size, to be able to slip inside and take Jake Paul out. That's the reality of it. But yeah, I just find it all very, very strange. Look, I thought an even stranger fight, to be honest, was Jake Paul versus Anthony Joshua. You look at that fight and go, who's going to sanction that? God forbid something happens to Jake. I think that what he's doing for the sport is brilliant in his own right. He's bringing new fans into the sport. He's doing excellent for women's boxing as well. You can't take that away from the kid, and he's been working hard as well, and he's improving. But going in against Anthony Joshua, a former two-time world heavyweight champion and still an active fighter, that's a suicide mission for me. I think that Anthony Joshua, when you look at Francis Ngannou and look at what AJ does to Francis Ngannou, who would win out of Anthony Joshua?
Rates on a higher tier of skill and experience. He knows that to compete, he'll need to bring a sharper focus and evolve beyond what he's shown in past fights. This awareness reflects his understanding of the danger he's walking into, and that this battle demands a completely different response to this matchup has been a blend of curiosity and skepticism. Some fans question whether this is the kind of fight boxing truly needs right now, arguing that Gervonta Davis could instead be facing one of the many elite contenders waiting in line. Still, despite the criticism, the intrigue remains undeniable. Jake Paul's massive presence in the entertainment world has turned this bout into a spectacle that people can't help but watch. Commentators note that while this fight may not settle any major debates about rankings or legacy, it will undoubtedly command attention, dominate headlines, and keep fans talking long after the final bell.
Big Tank has a lot of skill, but I don't think he's the same Tank that we saw the most incredible knockouts. We saw him, Lamont Roach performed great. They went to draw, and I just don't know. And Tank walked away. I don't know if he loves it enough to beat a guy who outweighs him by 80, 200.
Former UFC star and entertainer Mike Perry offered a typically straightforward opinion on the matchup. He noted that Gervonta "Tank" Davis hasn't been producing as many highlight reel knockouts in his recent outings compared to earlier in his career. Perry wasn't questioning Davis's power, but rather pointing out how fan expectations have continued to rise. Audiences have grown accustomed to seeing Tank deliver explosive endings every time he steps into the ring, a standard that naturally adds pressure. And with Jake Paul's larger size and ability to take heavier shots, that pressure only intensifies.
And he's fighting a guy who's not a top pro fighter, who's bigger. What if he hits him on the chin? What if he hits him on the chin? It'll wind up selling. And that's what'll wind up selling. The what if. What if Tank makes him do a cha-cha? He hits him on the chin, and Jake Paul, we're gonna find out if he can dance. Whoa, 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 whoa. You know, do the cha-cha. That's what's gonna sell it. And you can't argue that what if. You can't. I know I get to places that other people won't go and everything else, that just dismiss stuff because it's easier to do that, it's safer to do that. You don't have to bows and arrows coming at you from people that argue with you because you did that, but I don't care. I've had bows and arrows my whole life. I don't care. But that's true. That what if? What if this guy who is a real good puncher, who is one of the best fighters in the world right now, what if he hits him? What if he makes a miss and he counters him? Or he jumps up in the air. Jump up in the air. Right! And he hits him. Sid Terrace was a great fighter. No, not the 1700s, but years ago. And Cus D'Amato told me he loved Sid Terrace. He said, Teddy, he used to jump up in the air and hit you with 3 jabs. I said, whoa, man, Sid Terrace. All right, anyway, look, I can't finish without saying that it did invoke some memories and thoughts that we've been here before in a different way, where Jake Paul's brother fought Mayweather. That's not forget. And I'm not saying I like that either. I mean, first of all, Mayweather was past his prime. He was already retired. He was older, everything, but he's still the great Mayweather. And Mayweather was fighting a guy, what was it, 50-pound difference, 60-pound difference, whatever it was. And that size made a difference. It allowed Jake Paul's brother to be in there and be able to last with a smaller man, a smaller, older, greater fighter who's mostly was concentrating on defense more than just offense. So yeah, it's kind of like we've seen this already in that version of it, and we didn't really like it. I don't think.
Respected boxing analyst Teddy Atlas has also shared his perspective, commending Gervonta "Tank" Davis for his all-around mastery of the sport. According to Atlas, Davis stands out as one of the most dangerous fighters of this era because he's so well-rounded. Every aspect of his game is sharp. His precision, punch placement, and ability to adapt to any opponent make him exceptionally hard to beat. Atlas pointed out that this is the type of experience Jake Paul simply hasn't developed yet. He believes that once the fight starts, the talk about Paul's size advantage will fade fast, as technique and ring IQ tend to overcome physical differences when the skill gap is that significant. Davis, he added, has already faced and conquered every kind of opponent imaginable: brawlers, technicians, counterpunchers, and aggressive pressure fighters alike.
Jake Paul might be too big for him, or Tank might crack him. You don't know. Like I said, or it's an exhibition. We don't know if they know at each other or not, or we don't know. I don't know. I can't give an opinion because I don't know what's going on.
Do you think it impacts, will it impact Tank's legacy if Jake Paul were to beat him or even knock him out?
Dude, Tank's a 3-division world champion, 4-time 3-division world champion. At the end of it, bro, you can't take anything away from him.
You know, some people trying to give, that's fair, some people trying to give Tank a hard time. They're saying he should have took a fight with Lamont Roach or Shakur Stevenson. But when you think about it, do you think this is business and look, he's getting a bag, or is there some validity to people saying that he ducked Roach?
I mean, there's still other options, you know? It's bro, you can't be mad at somebody for doing what they feel is best for them. It's the same way Roach feels Tank is the best option for him. Same way that Stevenson thinks Tank's the best option for him, or like all that stuff, right? At the end of it, bro, we just want to do what's best for ourselves, right?
Facts.
Right or wrong?
Facts.
So just do what's best for you.
Yeah, no, I mean, me personally, it don't matter what my opinion is, but I don't think get the money while you can get the money is my opinion. But you know, some fans are gonna have a hard time.
No, it's not
with
even
it.
about the money though, man. It's like regardless of anything, like yeah, get the money when you can get the money, but it's not even about the money. There's so much more to this sport in this world than just money, man. It's just
Former rival Rolando Raleigh Romero also offered praise for Gervonta Tank Davis, noting that Tank has already achieved more than many fighters manage over their entire careers. Romero emphasized that Davis has consistently shown the ability to hurt larger opponents and withstand pressure from physically stronger foes. This is significant, he said, because it proves that moving up in weight isn't unfamiliar territory for Davis. He's already demonstrated that he can overcome size disadvantages with his power and precision. Romero added that Tank remains among the elite fighters in the sport and continues to find ways to win, even when critics question.
Clear that that's all the fight is for Tank. He's telling you without telling you that he's fighting Jake just because he's getting 40 million. So when we talk about boxing being dead, Tank has to line up at the front of the line. I can't blame him, but don't throw around, oh, boxing's dead and people switch sides and all of that. You chose not to be great. That's it. You chose not to be great. Stuff like that, choices like that will kill boxing, for sure. On a competitive level, it won't kill it on a business level. On a business level, until people run out of interest in these kind of matchups, it'll do well. On a competitive level, choosing not to fight the best will kill the sport. So maybe it's better if people like Tank aren't in the sport. And I don't even say that because I want that to be the case. I think Tank is ridiculously talented, but you can't want a fighter to fight more than what they want to. You can't. Tank fans or Tank people that like Tank and think he's one of the best, you can't want it for him. And then Shakur came back with, that's how I know you soft. I can't even go back and forth with you soft ass. You rather pop to me on social media than get in that fire and get embarrassed. I get it. Peace and blessings upon you, cuz. He says, the people got your chest out so bad. You talking like you a killer, forgetting that you the one that runs, bitch. I'll be bring the fight to you. This dude, a made-up character. Quote, blessings upon you. Clown-ass dude, wanna be Kevin Gates? Oh my goodness. I mean, here's the thing though. You can't say that stuff about Shakur if you're not willing to fight him. This is the point I think that we're gonna come to today, is that Tank can say all this stuff he wants, but if you're not willing to fight Shakur, then none of it means anything anymore. Even if you believe that Tank is gonna knock him out, even if you believe that Shakur's a runner, or that he's not in the trenches, or he's not a boxer that's willing to bring the fight, or whatever, none of it matters. You're talking from the sideline because you won't fight him. What does that say about Tank? If you talk...
Discussions about Gervonta Davis's future have also added a new layer to the story. Some insiders speculate that this bout could mark the final chapter of his career. The reasoning, they say, lies in a change of priorities. Davis has already captured world titles, filled arenas, and built a highlight reel that few can match. At this stage, financial stability and personal peace seem to matter most to him. Those close to the fighter suggest he's seeking a calmer life, one centered around family and long-term security rather than constant competition. If that's the case, this fight carries even deeper meaning. It's not just another main event. It could be the moment Tank Davis steps away from the sport on his own terms, still standing at the top.